Hello, welcome back. ERC time again. For me, always a highlight of the month. And this time, very special, because for the very first time, I am able to compare an ERC release against its original pressing. And this, of course, was something I was very eager to do. And why this is possible and how this is possible, I get into in a second. But before we do this, let's get through the content, let's get through the release. Here is the, again, unbelievable, beautiful, handmade jacket of the ERC release. We're talking here about Richard Strauss' 4 Last Songs. Elisabeth Schwarzkopf and Georg Zell are the main artists on this record. We will go into some details in today's video, for example, this logo into the label, and see some differences and the explanations for those differences, which are quite interesting in my opinion. Yeah, 4 Last Songs, Richard Strauss. Richard Strauss composed those from poems from Josef von Eichendorff and Hermann Hesse. And this recording, and again, this also plays a little role in this video, this album, this Elisabeth Schwarzkopf, Georg Zell album, which came out originally in 1966. So we are talking in a record of 57 years of age, was quite successful. And so they did quite some releases. Of course, like always, we get the ERC Obi of the edition. Excuse me, I think it was heads up. So now this, let's take the time. On the Obi it says, title, officially sanctioned Parlophone all-wealth heritage pressing cut directly from the original analog master tapes. No equalization, compression or any other processing undertaken during the cutting process. Cut in stereo using the 1950s Lyric TR-18 tape console, Audiophile GOS valve amplifiers, Lyric SV8 cutting lathe and Audiophile cutter head DSS731. Handcrafted sleeve artwork faithfully recreated using the vintage letterpress procedure. And again, this letterpress procedure is a beauty. It's stunning. And it is released in strictly limited, individually numbered edition of 300. It comes with this facsimile of the lyrics of this release in German and in English, which of course is a very nice thing. Interesting what you see here now. Here you have the EMI logo, because, and now let's compare the original, or let's start to compare the ERC release against the original. As you can see here, you have the label of the ERC version. It says Parlophone, and I was quite surprised at the beginning, but then I did a little digging. Here is the original, again in a stunning condition, the stereo version, which is the one we will compare the ERC to, because both are stereo. And here is the original mono release from 1966, both in pristine condition. If you consider that we are talking a 57-year-old records, this stereo and the mono, they are like new. The stereo is even a little bit better. And both also comes with this with the lyrics. So ERC goes the whole 9 yards and recreates those two. And then again, you see the difference in the label. Here you have a Columbia, also the EMI and the Columbia label. And now let's have a look at the label of the original. Both are the same. So I just show them the stereo label, and there you can see Columbia. Otherwise, the ERC is the perfect recreation of this original label. Yeah, why is that? Very simple reason in a way, because nowadays you're not allowed to. You're simply, if you do a reissue, you're not allowed to use this Columbia label, as they are now part of the Sony group, I think. That's the reason why. And of course, you rightfully might ask, why can you do this? Why do you have this classical original? Because in general, when you look at the releases the ERC has brought up in recent years, especially on the classical side, the originals, at least the stereo releases, are between 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 euros if you get one. In this case, this is quite different. You get the original stereo for in this shape. If you get it in this shape, let's say 70 to 80 euros outside of Great Britain. And this is interesting that the ERC decided the decision to put out this title, but maybe one of the reasons, I can imagine two reasons. One reason is this is an amazing recording, an amazing record. The music is, if you like classical music, so stunningly beautiful, and I think they really trust their system. They really trust their lyric system, and so, as you can imagine, I was very eager to compare those, which I did. I first started with the original and then with the ERC, and then back and forth like I always do for very specific parts of the release. And yeah, that's Freddie. He heard something in the garden, sorry. And yeah, the trust and confidence they probably have in their lyric is absolutely deserved. The ERC, I was astonished of how big the difference was. The ERC opens everything up. It has a way higher definition and separation. And of course, due to this procedure through this all-valve tube system, we have such a warm and unbelievable, beautiful voice of Elisabeth Schwarzkopf that it is breathtaking. I did of course, I'm aware of that 89-90% is lost, but to get a little idea, there is a short of this ERC on my channel. It's breathtaking, and one of the main advantages next to the all-valve cutting is that the vinyl is way more silent than the vinyl on the original, and this of course helps open up. This of course helps uncovering all those minor and small, but yet in its sum so important details that the ERC version, and you know, those of you who have those ERC classical releases, ERC shines on those classical releases. It's just amazing, and yeah. But I hope that this is an exception, that they will go on this road of extremely hard to get. And when I say hard to get, I'm talking about records that are not only expensive, I'm talking about records that shows up every 5 to 10 years. So that you can buy one every 5 to 10 years. That's how rare those records can be. But in this case, due to the fact that this is such a beautiful sounding album, I say, yeah, okay, so once in a while go for the not so hard to get ones, which also was cool because this gave me finally the opportunity to compare such a classical release. And so in my case, it's very welcome. I have no idea how the collectors react, but of course it's sold out already. And the 2 next upcoming titles from the ERC are among their coolest announcement so far. Look them up, it's unbelievable. It was and huge surprises, by the way. Of course sold out, but that's how it is with them. Yeah, this is my take on this ERC release. Maybe some announcement for future release, for future videos and things I will go on in this channel. I will dig into this channel. Are those original classical releases? Because it's such a beautiful, interesting and deep topic that although probably it's not so popular and everybody is waiting for it, but I love it and I will get into it. So for those of you who are interested in these kind of originals, the classical ones, you will see a lot of upcoming stuff here on the channel concerning and talking about these classical releases. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for your time and see you on the next one. Bye.